Yeah, hi guys. Sometime since my last video, and today I actually had an idea to talk about achievements or trophies, like trophies on PlayStation or achievements on Xbox. They also have achievements on PC, which are even before they came to the consoles. And yeah, what are your guys' thoughts about it? I have to say, I always have like some kind of love-hate relationship with them because they have some good. I think mostly actually I'm not a huge fan, even though I hunt them also in a way. Like, okay, let's say I hunt them on PlayStation. The first time I encountered them was in Battlefield 2. This was like the first time I had this kind of system. I mean, the first time that they also permanent. There were also other games like I think Soldier of Fortune multiplayer. I forgot the name. Day of Defeat. I forgot how the name was, but there were these temporary ones which were like for like one round or as long as you play, and next time you have to do it again. But I think my first game was Battlefield 2, which had achievements that were like permanent, like these badges that you could get, and ranks also. Actually, it was quite cool, but also it was, I don't know, like for example, I think especially multiplayer games, they are mostly bad. Like, good example is already Battlefield. Like, for example, there was these achievements that you have to have make like 20 knife kills in a round, and this basically screws up the complete setting of the team play. Like normally, the core thing of how to win as a team in Battlefield, apart from skill and everything, is that you play as a team. And they made Battlefield 2 extremely nice as a team play with a squad leader, commander, the whole how everyone works together, the different classes, and but then we have these achievements, and often people were like not working in a team because they hunt down achievements, and then I don't know, you want to have your knife kills in one round, you have to make 20 kills with a knife, which means run like an idiot to the enemy and try to knife them. Maybe you only get 18 kills, the next round repeat, until you make it, and of course this completely screws up the whole system. So I think especially in multiplayer games, achievements are shitty, and in single player games I'm also the fan. Actually, I think it would be better if we would not have them. Actually, one of the reasons why I started in the beginning, I liked it. In PlayStation, I started. I mean, I used in Battlefield 2. I got almost everything. Only the very long term things I didn't do because then at some point I stopped playing, even though I played for a long time. But then on PlayStation I started, and they always took over. Like I started on PS3, then they came on PS4, PS5. So I made it like as a kind of habit. I'm not like someone who has to platinum every game. So I'm checking more like what does it take? Like, if it takes like, I don't know, thousands of hours to get the platinum, I will not do it. If it's like extremely stressful, I don't do it. For example, I'm playing Ninja Gaiden 4 at the moment. You can also check my live streams actually. Many people don't seem to know about it, like, but when you go to videos, like for example my videos, you can check live stream or live in the video section, and then you see all the live streams. I have the feeling on YouTube the live streams are actually not that popular or well known even. Sometimes people ask me on my videos, yeah, do you also play? For example, I have these Resident Evil 4 videos, not 4, Resident Evil beta videos from the, oh, of course, it was Resident Evil 4 beta and Resident Evil 2 beta versions, and people ask me sometimes, do you still play? Are you still active? I'm like, yeah, of course, man, check my live streams. Like, sure, I'm still active. I just actually even played Resident Evil Requiem, which is also like, which fits directly to the topic, actually platinumed it. I streamed, you can check it out if you like. I streamed the normal playthrough, like my first playthrough on casual difficulty. Then I streamed my Insanity playthrough. And I also did the speed run, but I did not stream this. So I thought I don't want to stream like so many runs. So I just streamed 2 runs. And yeah, it was quite fun. But this also is actually, I can directly take this into the topic of achievements or trophies, which shows this hate-love relationship. On the one hand, I think it's fun sometimes to go for challenges. It can be annoying. Like some games have these things, like some classics are like, I don't know, detonate, like, or kill 5 enemies in one unit explosion, and then you're like, searching for a place where you can do this. Or kill, I don't know, like, 10 enemies with 10 different kind of moves in 10 or in 20 seconds or whatever. And then you're like, scheiße, I have to try this, shit, but whatever, I have to try this and stuff. And then it also sometimes takes away the fun. Sometimes it can also give you some variety that when it says, for example, Uncharted, it tells you like, kill 20 enemies with this weapon, kill 20 enemies with that weapon. Okay, sometimes you have this kind of thing that you can do checkpoint repeat, and then you can just, like kill 5 enemies, repeat, and then, of course, this is also then boring and not what normally is the intention, and then you sometimes it's also you have to make 200 kills, then people do like checkpoint repeat, where you have like 3 enemies because the gun is only that rare, and then you have this only one spot where you have the good option for it, so it's already stupidly made by the developers often, and then you're like, okay, then it's stupid. But sometimes it's also okay. Sometimes you get like different weapons, and you can get like, I don't know, like you can get the kills in a normal way, like because you have them for a long time, you have enough enemies, and then it also gives you even the it makes you use also all the weapons instead of like, like getting your favorite gun and only killing everyone with the favorite gun, and then at some point it gets boring, but you also know, okay, this is the strongest gun, I want to use this gun, so doesn't make sense, it's not productive to use other guns. And then but if you have the achievements for also using other guns, then you're like, okay, then you have this kind of variety, you use the other guns to get the achievements, and then it can be also a bit more, bring you more fun. But on the other hand, like for example, when you take Resident Evil Requiem, I have the issue, I know I'm through with it, I had 3 runs, I got the platinum, and I also had this feeling sometimes that, like when you have like all the trophies in the game, you're like, you completed it, like it feels kind of unproductive to play again. I don't know, it's of course a very subjective thing, like it's not that everyone is like this, it's for me, it often feels like this. I feel like, okay, it's like I don't get anything anymore when I play more. It sounds stupid. Of course, it's still fun. I also probably will play it at some point again. But it's like, like for example, I actually would like to, or would not mind to make another run where you use different weapons. Like for example, there are these different weapons that you can get from the challenge menu, and just go with them and have some fun. But on the other hand, I'm thinking, okay, I already got the platinum, For like we say in German, the air is out, basically. It's like, yeah, okay, I can do it, but why should I? In the past, it was different. For example, Resident Evil 4, when it came out on GameCube, when we did not have achievements and stuff, I played it like so many times and made for my own like fun rounds. Like I even played a 100% accuracy run. I made the speed run. I made the run where I have like everything combined, a 0 death run, or like I said, everything combined, 0 death and 100% accuracy. Only using this weapon or that weapon. So I made my own kind of challenges, and it was also fun. And I think this is something that goes missing sometimes for some. I mean, like I said, it's a very subjective thing. That's what I'm saying. It's like kind of discussion. You can also put in the comments if you have like what your thoughts about this. So yeah, basically this is what I'm thinking, that if there were no challenges at all, I probably would have maybe even made another run on Resident Evil Requiem. And now I'm playing another game. Now I'm continuing my Ninja Gaiden 4. I'm currently playing it, walkthrough. But like I said, I'm not someone who's completely crazy. For example, when you like Ninja Gaiden are like it's very tough to get there everything, and I'm not going for everything because, like I said, if it's extremely time intensive or difficult, or like takes you thousands of tries until you beat it, I will not go for it. That's too much for me. So I'm not that crazy. Ninja Gaiden 4 I just played one time through, so I'm also easy with some games. It's not that I'm going with every game like this. Then I notice, okay, the platinum it's achievable without too much work, like a bit effort maybe. Like for example, Resident Evil is a bit effort, it's not too much, it's okay. The Chronos, the New Dawn, I also streamed and platinumed. This was a bit more, it was a bit tougher game. It was not that easy. Even though I have to say, finally, it was easier on the second run, on the hard run, because you have the upgrades. But still, it had also like, I didn't like that the two bosses in the end were so different from the whole other part of the game, and strong and long term and stuff. I was happy because I beat them both very fast. I think like in 1 or 2 tries. On the first run, I think I was both in 1 try, and the second round, the final boss, I think on the second or third try. Or maybe also him in the second try in the first one, I don't remember. But I also streamed it. And I was actually happy because if I would have, I don't know, like you needed like 10 or whatever tries, I would have been like, what the fuck? So, so basically that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that achievements, mostly I don't like them because they are, making you play games in a way they're not normally meant, if you want to say it, to be played. For example, also another example from Resident Evil Requiem, you have these achievements also like, okay, you have in every Resident Evil almost, that you have these things like don't use any herbs, or no, don't use any healing items in one run, or in the Resident Evil Requiem you also have don't use the blood collector in one run. And so these also are things that you're like, okay, you have these things in the game, you're not allowed to use it. Like another good example is Deus Ex. I platinumed the Deus Ex Human Evolution in one run, which actually was also not that easy, because it means you have to not kill anyone, not raise any alarms, and also get all the other trophies. I also did the second Deus Ex after Human Evolution, I forgot the name. I also made this one without killing anyone and without raising any alarms, but I didn't platinum it. But Human Revolution, I did the platinum, but basically, I did in one run everything, I platinumed it, and that means I never used any of the guns, only the ones that you use at the boss enemies. There you were allowed to use something, but most of the guns I don't even know. I even had the Augmented Edition, which gives you some extra guns, never used them. Like I always thought, okay, at some point I will play it again and just shoot everyone and whatever, but I never did it so far. Even though the game is actually very good, like the second one, like after this, I mean, of course, it's not the first and second one, they also are the original games. But the second one of these, let's say, reboot games is not that good. So, but the first one was very cool, I have to say. Like, I still actually want to play it. I have many games I will probably play again at some point. But so far I did everything in the first run. So yeah. But it also, like I said, it didn't let you do, like the same like Resident Evil, like you have the blood collector, you have healing items. I'm not allowed to use it because otherwise I don't get a trophy. So, this is always the thing. I'm also thinking, okay, do we have to put these things inside? If people don't want to use them, they can just play without using them. But if you force them in a way too, if they want to have an achievement, okay, then you basically take away something that you put yourself into the games, and which is normally made for the game mechanics, and you don't use it. This is always a bit stupid, I think. So yeah, but like I said, on the other hand, you can also argue that it brings you some variety that you otherwise would maybe not use, because maybe you would not say, okay, like I said, in the past on Resident Evil 4, I also did these kind of things on my free will, if you want to call it like this. I just said, hey, let's try like only this gun. Like for example, hand cannon was of course easy, but use only the hand cannon was still fun. Or but these days, it's just like, I don't know. And also, of course, what I don't know why people always put inside these bloody collectibles, like in games. I mean, some games, they are just completely artificially lengthened with collectibles. Assassin's Creed games, I don't know, last 1,000 Assassin's Creeds I didn't play. I played, I think, until Black Flag, like 4 or 5 games. Then I was like, okay, it's always the same. I also played the one on the islands. What was the name? Odyssey. Yeah, I also played this, but not even through. I played Odyssey for a few hours. It was too stupid with all they even added this leveling up system. Like you level up in one island, you come to the next island, and now you have to level up again so you can beat some normal chickens. What the fuck is this? And the Assassin's Creed series, they were so much artificial lengthened. If you wanted to go for platinum, especially then, because then you also have all these collectibles. I don't know what is this like. Who really thinks it's fun to search for 100, feathers, or 100, stones, or whatever bullshit, or 1,000 in a game? No one thinks it's fun. It's completely shit. Like, no one likes it. The only thing why people do it is because they get achievements for it. Or maybe because they just want a 100% completion. But then, the games in the past, they were easier. Like, for example, something like, like in the very past Super Mario 64, or The Legend of Zelda, or Ocarina of Time, you could get 100% completion in these games without needing a guide. You find everything. You can find all the heart containers and everything in Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, or also Majora's Mask. You can find everything by just searching, looking and stuff. Majora's Mask was a bit harder, but still it was beatable without a guide to get 100%. It was manageable. And Super Mario 64 also, like, get 100%. It is manageable. And this is, I think, how it should be normally. Like, not that games these days, many of them are made that you need a guide. Like, you cannot find actually most of the things, collectibles, when you don't have a guide, because there's so much hidden. Like, also in Resident Evil Requiem, there are these raccoons that you have to find, and some you have to be at a certain point, snipe with the sniper rifle, and then shoot them like somewhere like 1,000 kilometers away. If you would not know they are there, how would you ever know? Like, should you like in every level, every few meters, look around? Is there something? Like in Yoshi's Island in Nintendo 64, when you were every 2 seconds sniffing for these honey melons, which is also stupid. The whole game the honey melons made Yoshi's Island so stupid, because you could not walk and just play the game. You had to sniff because there were these, they could be like just out of nowhere coming. They were invisible basically. And Yoshi could sniff, and then he would say like, yeah, wow, wow, and then okay, there is a honey melon here, and the honey melons were like, I don't know, they were like, I know, on every level like 10, 30, whatever honey melons, and they're like one, you can say, collectible. It was before achievement times. This was the time when, I don't know, you wanted maybe 100% completion, and yeah, but this made the game completely stupid. If you want to go for the honey melons, the game was stupid. Was just boring. You were sniffing, and yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that if you make it in a smart way, these kind of like challenges, or also if you want to go for completion stuff, and they can add something to a game, but they can also make it stupid. I think most of the time it's actually more bad than good. So I think games might even actually be better if they would not have these things.